Do you have a suggestion for a Rockstar Impact Podcast guest? Go to impactpodcast.com and just click Be a Guest to recommend someone today. This edition of the Impact Podcast is brought to you by ERI. ERI has a mission to protect people, the planet, and your privacy, and is the largest fully integrated IT and electronics asset disposition provider and cybersecurity-focused hardware destruction company in the United States, and maybe even the world. For more information on how ERI can help your business properly dispose of outdated electronic hardware devices, please visit eridirect.com. This episode of the Impact Podcast is brought to you by Closed Loop Partners. Closed Loop Partners is a leading circular economy investor in the United States with an extensive network of Fortune 500 corporate investors, family offices, institutional investors, industry experts, and impact partners. Closed Loop's platform spans the arc of capital from venture capital to private equity, bridging gaps and fostering synergies to scale the circular economy. To find Closed Loop Partners, please go to www.closedlooppartners.com. Welcome to another edition of the Impact Podcast. This is a very, very special edition because I have with me two great friends of mine, Michele and Cloé Bohbot. They're the co-founders of Oxynergy2. Welcome to the Impact Podcast.
Thank you, John. We are very excited to be here and starting a casual conversation about oxygen and our business.
Well, listen, you go through life. I'm 62 years old, and you go through life and you meet a lot of people, and it makes life really fun to meet all different types of people. But very rarely do you meet people who you feel immediately like instant family. And both of you have that special X factor that as soon as I met both of you, it was like instant family. And I just have to tell the audience, the reason why I wanted to have you both here today is not only are you family to me, but you were played a great part in my recovery from very serious surgeries a few years back. And your center is just such a wonderful healing center that it's so important that my listeners and viewers hear your whole journey.
Thank you. Thank you, John. Yeah, the second we saw you, we knew you were going to be a part of the family, and we were so happy to have you walk in our door.
And I have to say, as a yoga teacher and yoga therapist at Younger, you inspire me. You are one of the only one that I really dedicate my time. You remember when we spent time in the office?
Always.
We even did the home together, and it was like no
shyness.
No shyness.
Very open. Very open. That's what family.
It was very open, and it was made like you said, like family.
That's how you guys are. I mean, I see how you treat everyone there, and it's such a special healing center that you've created that I want the listeners to hear. But first, talk a little bit about both of your backgrounds, share a little bit about both of your backgrounds, and how did a mom and daughter come together to create this wonderful oasis that you've created in Los Angeles and Beverly Hills?
Okay, so this is a long story because on my side, I come from a background designer and
fashion designer.
I had a big line, a clothing line for many, many years, more than 30 years in fashion, coming from France, Paris, and starting the company here in America. When we moved here, I had 3 little kids at this period of time, and I had the 4th one. And after that, I decided to be in the fashion, really, and to dress the American girl, and especially the Californian that I was inspired by. And it was a great success, I have to say. And I love so much America that I think America gave me back the love by helping me in many ways. And then after doing my career, my passion is yoga. So I also had a big yoga center. And then also my husband went into real estate, and I was helping him building and doing architect and design, interior designer. So all this was it's a multifacet of my personality, who I am. And in fact, it's during COVID. And I always said after 60, I will not be in fashion. Okay, I always said that after 60, there is time when you need to back up and move forward. And during COVID, I was saying, what next for me? This is now the business in fashion is not doing so well anyway. What is the next things to do? People will not perhaps buy houses anymore. Everybody's concerned about their health. And I was thinking, what is the next step for me? And because I was always in fitness and health, and I was really attracted to that, and it was so many around us, it was so many misconception and miscommunication about what this virus and the pandemic is doing. They were talking about the virus is living, not living in the air. It was heavy, light, wear a mask, don't wear a mask. I mean, the panic was everywhere.
Take antibiotics, don't take antibiotics. It was crazy.
So we all went through that. And while doing that, I decided what the best to do my own research and to dig a little bit more and investigate and get educated. So which I did. And very quick, I find out that oxygen is one of the natural elements that heal everyone, okay? That the virus doesn't live well into a very well oxygenated cell. And so I decided at the beginning, okay, let's buy a big tank for my family to protect. It was a hard shell. I wanted to be protected. We said, we're going to do a big one. We're all going to go in it, you know. And then as I was learning, I learned that oxygen therapy does so much more than that. It helps with different issues, not only with longevity, but also with different conditions. Okay, like fatigue, chronic fatigue, depression, you know,
brain fog,
lack of sleep, and the list goes on, you know, for burning, for wound healing. So I decided to go and create something big. I had a vision, and I wanted something big and to have as many people. I felt very lucky with my life here in America, and it's time also to give back what I received in many ways from many different, and being blessed with such a big family. And so my daughter was in New York. She was in marketing, so I'm going to let her talk.
So I grew up obviously with my mom, Michele.
And Cloé, how many children are in the family?
Oh, we're seven children.
And where are you in that line of seven?
I'm the youngest.
You're the youngest. Yeah. Okay. So now share your journey. I'm sorry.
Okay. So I grew up obviously in a house with my mother. She was my mom. And I know always growing up, like we were the house where the snacks we had were almonds. And whenever you had a sore throat, like my mom would squeeze a lemon into my mouth and be like, gargle this. And I'm like, no, I need like a throat spray. And she's like, no, lemon and salt and vinegar and water. And oh, you have a fever? No, Tylenol, let's put you in a bath. Like very, very natural and holistic and very into what the earth can give us. So it was a very healthy household growing up. And I loved it, but I also hated it as a child. But as I got older, I started to love it. And I moved to New York for college when I was 18. And I studied marketing and business management. So I double majored. And while I was living in New York away from my family, I started noticing my health really declining. I started getting really sick, exhausted all the time, acid reflux. My skin started not looking good. I started getting acne, and I was living there for 6 years. So after I graduated from college, I got a job in marketing and e-commerce, and I was the e-commerce and marketing manager for a company. And then during COVID, I moved back home, and I started noticing that just moving back home and living with my mom, I started getting healthier. It's crazy. And then my mom came to me and she was like, Cloé, I'm really into hyperbaric oxygen therapy. I'm like, what is hyperbaric oxygen therapy? Like, I didn't know what it was. Right. You know, and it's crazy that I didn't know what it was. I was, 23, 24 years old. But then I realized nobody really knows. A lot of people didn't know what it was. So I started learning with her. We started taking courses. We started learning. And I realized, wow, this is amazing. It's incredible. And she said, I want to open up a hyperbaric oxygen center. Do you want to do it with me? And I said, you know what? Yes, I quit my job. Okay, I fully moved back to LA because I was in between LA and New York.
Right.
And we started Oxynergy together.
Yeah.
When was that decision made? And then how did it go from kitchen table planning and vision to building the great center you have in Beverly Hills area?
We were working from the guest house.
We were working from home. I was in the guest house, with a computer.
What year was this? What year approximately was this?
2022.
Okay, 2022. Got it.
No, before.
May.
We were planning before. It
Okay,
was
March 2022.
Okay.
March 2022.
Okay. So, like in design, like I said, I'm a designer, I did design the logo, I did design the layout, I had the vision, and I had putting some sentences and things like that. And I made my presentation to Cloé, and then we sat in front of the computer.
So I do graphic design.
Yeah.
So I do everything on the computer. So we basically we worked and made everything perfect
without having anything. Yeah.
No outside help. The two of us and a computer.
Wow. And then, so from the kitchen table to opening first day, how long did that take from kitchen table planning, all the logos, the design, and when did you officially open your center?
7 months.
It took us
7 months.
A good 7 months. Yeah.
And then when did you open officially? When did you?
November 2022.
Wow.
Yeah, November 2022. But it was a very soft launch, like family and friends coming in.
Yeah.
And then
I did the construction pretty quick, because you have to move on. I knew the machine that I went to Europe to buy were coming. So it was a big thing because it was to open a big window to bring those.
Because our chambers are really big. They're multi-seater, spacious chambers, very luxurious, very comfortable, very non-claustrophobic. Right. And we decided to go with that style because a lot of people can be claustrophobic. A lot of people can be scared. A lot of people hear hyperbaric oxygen therapy, they think of, tubes. And so we wanted to make something that is accessible and would make a lot of people comfortable who maybe would be scared to go in a certain type of other chamber, but they need it so they could come to us.
Yeah. And this is where the luck also and the opportunity happened, because I didn't know really that I'm going to have so many surgery people that come and need really a comfort to be laid down, fully laid down, 3/4 lay down of their tummy, because different surgery, different cases. So, and those chambers accommodate really all those specific demands.
Yes.
Well, I've had over 140 sessions in your unbelievably comfortable chambers. And I have to tell people, and I've come right after surgery to your place and every day thereafter. And they are beyond comfortable. And your team also makes everybody feel super welcome, super comfortable. And for our listeners and viewers, after you listen to this part of the podcast, there's going to be a video that's also on the website that associates with this podcast and goes right along with it, where Cloé and Michele will be giving a tour, and you'll be able to visibly see all of what they're doing and all the protocols and technologies that they have inside of their wonderful healing oasis. So now you open in November of 2022. Is it just one hyperbaric tank, or is it a little bit more? Or what was the beginning of the journey?
We open with 2 machines, one big one and one smaller, because everyone around us was telling us that we were crazy.
Everyone said we were crazy.
Everyone said we were crazy. Which kind of courage I should have, which kind of guts we have to open a center like that. Nobody knows really about hyperbaric. I'm going to invest so much money, and I need to spend so much time of education, because the most important was the education. Because when we started, really, nobody knew. Okay, we started really to pull out a lot of information, educate people. I was printing a lot of case study data to send to people so they can see, they can read, they can learn. Because as I was learning myself, my mind was blowing out of information and excitement and faith. And I wanted to transmit this to the customer so they know because when you want your customer to come, you're not selling them something, you are giving them the opportunity to heal themselves.
That's right.
So it's the reason why when somebody comes here, my job, me personally, is to speak, engage the conversation, because each one has different needs, different goals. And you learn so much by talking with people, because when you hear good, you understand what they're going through, what they need, what they did in the past, what works, what doesn't work. So everything has to be designed. There is no one treatment or one protocol that fits all.
That's right.
Yeah. So we customize the protocol to the client. So they'll come in, they'll tell us what's going on, and we can ask them, hey, what happened? What did you do? What condition do you have? And we have clinically studied research that gives us certain protocols, and then we can customize those protocols according to the services we have in order to make the client reach their health goals.
Yeah. And the very important thing, sorry, John, is that I print a lot of case study on some cases that people want just to reassure them. And I really emphasize that they can show to their doctor also, because it's very important that there is a team and there is a support system that support all this new medicine, regenerative medicine, proactive medicine.
How did you do, I've seen the sophistication of your technology, and I don't want to give away any IP or intellectual property secrets or anything, but how did you do the homework to make sure that you were buying and launching your wonderful business with the best of the best technology that existed in the world then?
Well, compare and contrast, John. So it was just seeing every single type of chamber and taking time and research. Michele flew to every country really and tried every single chamber and researched articles.
And I spent time even in clinics, and doctors thought that I am myself a doctor,
That's what I'm getting at. I know you did that work. I just want our listeners and viewers to know how much groundwork you put into this. I mean, this wasn't just some casual looking online and saying, oh, that looks pretty and clicking.
No.
A lot of groundwork went into this, right?
A lot of groundwork, absolutely. And don't forget that I'm not a young kid on the block. I am a mom that raised children, family that's seen it all. All kinds of different things, all kinds of different remedy.
And she's had it all.
And so from experience, I have a background. And so
also you were massively successful. I don't want to overlook that you are already a massively successful entrepreneur in your fashion design business. So again, commerce and commercial experience is commercial experience.
It helped me. Everything that I did, from design to graphic design to website to marketing to fashion to aesthetic to the brain, helped me. And when I started, this is a story that I really wanted to talk to you. And I think I did tell you, when I started, I heard so much about the cognitive progress that you can do inside the chamber. So I did a protocol of the cognitive because it's not that I was losing my memory, but Cloé was.
No, when we started, first off, this was 3 years ago. She's like 10 times sharper now than she was 3 years ago. And I'm telling you, the hyperbaric was amazing.
So I started doing the hyperbaric, and right away, it took me a lot,
like 25 sessions.
36, to be honest.
36? Okay.
Yeah, 36. I wanted, because my demand is not to be better, it's to be to my high function. Okay. So I mean, if I was medium, I would say, okay, I'm feeling better, but I didn't want to say I'm best until I was to my 36. After my 36 session, I could read something, I remember all my past, I remember some souvenir and that I did forget. And it was a great experience for me.
So right when we started, it was very interesting because we knew about this telomere lengthening protocol, which is basically the telomeres at the end of your chromosomes. They get shorter as you age. As they get shorter, your cells start to die. Once your cells start to die, you start to decline. And so we were saying, okay, this is very cool. After 60 sessions of hyperbaric oxygen therapy, you can lengthen your telomeres. You can decrease your biological age by up to 15 years. So Michele was like, all right, I'm going to be my own research. I'm going to do my own clinical study on myself because I see it, but I need to live it. So she did it. We tested her blood before and after, and she became 7 years younger. Not only physically, but mentally, she was like a 30-year-old. And she was just on it. She was on it. And
She's
it
a
was
female Benjamin Button.
literally a female Benjamin Button.
You know, John, there is so many progress and new technology in the longevity world right now in the biohacking. There is so many new tests and things like that, when you are in this industry, you want to take the challenge. You want to try it on, and you want not to be the guinea pig, but feel it. Okay. And feel it. And for me, I have to feel it, and slowly I go gradually. I never go very hard. I go gradually to see how you handle things. So
I think then when your mom was counseling me, Cloé, after she did this on herself, she decided, okay, this guy's going to listen to me, and she did it.
Yes.
So I think I was one of the first clients that Michele.
She literally said, she's like, oh my God, John is the best. I'm like, why? She goes, because he listens to me.
No, I said, he's like me.
Yeah, that's true. I was
he
open.
listens to me.
I was open to you.
And he's like me, because when I go somewhere and somebody convince me, I want to go all force.
And I did the same. And this, if I'm not mistaken, this was based on the study that you showed me from Israel on the telomeres, and then also the stem cell.
Yeah.
Right. So you showed it to me. You gave me the study. I read it, and I said, "Let's do it." And you took my blood, and we did the whole study. And I came for every day for 60 sessions or 90 sessions, whatever it was. And it's life changing. People ask me, well, how do you feel differently? And the only thing I could say, because I'm not a scientist nor a doctor, I just said it's like your brain goes from black and white to color. It's like everything is just better. Everything's better.
Yeah,
you said it very nicely.
And that's how I feel. And I've been a true believer and so I walked into your clinic sometime around my surgery in July of 2023, had the most amazing experience. And I want to get into that in a second. Just so I wanted to take a little station break here. For our listeners and viewers who've just joined us, we're so lucky to have with us today Michele and Cloé Bohbot. They're the co-founders of Oxynergy. To find them and find their healing center that they've created in Beverly Hills, please go to www.oxynergy2.com. It will be in the show notes. You don't have to write it down. So if you're in the middle of walking or in the gym or driving, don't stop what you're doing. It will be all in the show notes on the website. And also, there'll be a tour there that they're going to give after we do this interview, so you can see all their amazing protocols and technologies. So you start this journey November of 2022. Talk a little bit about, when did you go home one night and look at each other and say, we're on to something. This is going to work. No matter how crazy everybody said we were, this is going to work, and we're going to show everybody how big and how important and how impactful this could be.
That's a tough question.
Me is when I saw people coming with drain.
Yeah.
Or people coming after surgery, they were bandaged and they were really, really weak. Okay. And when I put them into the hyperbaric after the first session, they came back. They were much less swollen.
Yeah.
You could see it was nothing else. Okay. And people felt good, rested, and they came back. Yeah. And they came back and they keep adding. And then I started talking to them. And then we were going together toward their goal and in their healing process.
For me, I think when we went to our first International Hyperbaric Association conference, and we went to every single course, there were doctors speaking. We met so many people who have hyperbaric centers around the US, and we saw pictures of their centers. We saw them speak. We learned about what their centers were like, and we looked at each other and we said, nobody's like us. And we were like, we are onto something, because we put our passion, we put our love, we put our love for knowledge and science and learning and education and helping people. That's number one. It's like, to us, it's not a business. It's a place to help people, and I think that's really what separates us from everyone.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, Cloé, I can't believe you ever had pimples, because you have like movie star skin. That's amazing. So is this because of the hyperbaric oxygen? I mean, I've known you for years now.
Listen, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's because of the hyperbaric. I'm not joking. I go in once a week. It's not that much, but I go in once a week.
Right.
People come up to me and they go, your eyeballs are so white, because that's how you can actually tell if someone's healthy. A lot of the times you look at their eyeballs.
It's
Their
true.
eyeballs are white.
Right.
Okay. And most likely they're healthy. And my skin and just like, and it's just so crazy. I feel more awake. I used to have bags under my eyes. I used to look exhausted. I used to look 10 years younger than I used to be. And the oxygen just helps me so much. And it does help with beauty, by the way, to anyone listening that wants to help their skin, their beauty, just makes you look more youthful, more bright, more glowy.
It stimulates the collagen, the elasticity of the skin.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, just from all the time I've spent there, it's a very emotional experience to see people come in who are really on their, sometimes they feel like they're out of options, and I see people transform there. It must be so rewarding and exciting for both of you to literally be part of a team of people that get to heal so many people and help them turn around whatever medical or other crisis they're living through.
I actually have a story of a customer who came and he was doing other treatments with his doctor, of course, but he had a stroke and he was very hard for him to walk. He was in a wheelchair. He did 60 sessions of 2 hours here, 5 days a week. And, you know, after his last session, he was walking in. And he wasn't walking for 7 years. And it was, he would walk maybe a little bit, but he was walking from the front door all the way to the chambers, all the way back. Like, that was not an option for him.
Am I mistaken? But when you look up strokes on the NIH website, they literally say on it, and they give examples on the National Institute of Health website, that the best protocol to do post-stroke for the best chance of recovery and living a great life is hyperbaric oxygen.
Yes, it's on PubMed. There's a ton of articles on PubMed too, research case studies, like post-stroke, get in the hyperbaric chamber. They did a study where they took stroke patients and they put them in the hyperbaric chambers, reversed the symptoms, it healed the brain. And actually after 70 years old, people don't even know you have a lot of mini strokes that happen in your brain. And that's a big reason for cognitive decline as well. And scans can't pick it up. And so it's important to be in a hyperbaric chamber and have it part of your routine to prevent them.
Well, I remember, since I grew up in New York City and I'm 62 years old, I was a huge fan of Howard Stern. And Howard Stern had one of my childhood heroes on his show years ago. I want to say this is 8 or 9 or 10 years ago. His name is Joe Namath. He was a famous quarterback in the late 60s for the New York Jets. And he was talking about the problem that, of course, that exists in the NFL, which is the post-concussion syndrome that so many of the NFL players have. So he talked about his journey, and he went to the very famous doctor named Dr. Amen, who I went to after I had a bad concussion back in 2012. Dr. Amen's facility put me in hyperbaric oxygen for 90 days, turned around my brain, and I was a true believer from 2012 on. And thankfully, you opened up your center so everyone, including myself, has access to it in Los Angeles now. But Joe Namath talked about doing a protocol in a hard shell hyperbaric tank for 90 days because of Dr. Amen. And he said when he went in before, he was having signs of dementia and Alzheimer's already. And when he got out after the 90 days, they said his brain was like a 35-year-old or something in that area. And Howard Stern looked at him and said, well, how come every NFL stadium and every NFL team doesn't have hyperbaric tanks in their facilities? He goes, Howard, it just comes down to politics and money and things of that such. But when a guy like that comes out and openly talks about all the benefits it did for his brain, and he's still going, I think he's in his late 70s or 80s now, and he's still a very public figure and has and still looks like the picture of health. I think that says a lot about some of the brain benefits. But beyond the brain benefits, talk about other healing and other protocols that you're doing on a regular basis that hyperbaric oxygen could lead to in your wonderful center, Oxynergy2.
So actually, it's funny that you bring up concussions because what we do is we have red light therapy, medical grade red light therapy that is approved to go inside of the chamber. So we had a client who got a concussion in a car accident, healthy man around 55 years old, was experiencing severe brain fog, and he's used to being very sharp. So he came and he only did 10 sessions of 90 minutes. But what we did was we gave him a red light cap, which uses medical grade red light therapy. We put it on his scalp. The guy was bald, so it was actually worked even better because it was directly on his skin. And he wore that while he was in the chamber. After 10 sessions, he was like, I'm back to normal. And so that's one of our protocols is we have red light. And with a lot of the conditions people have, red light is very beneficial. For example, a scar that's not healing, we'll tell them, listen, we're going to put red light on it while you're in the chamber. Your red blood cells that are carrying that oxygen, that's getting filled with oxygen, liquid oxygen inside of the chamber, knows where to go because you're increasing the cellular energy in that area. You're increasing the blood flow. Your red blood cells are now being filled with oxygen from being in the chamber. So they're going there. It's going to reduce the inflammation and it's going to help heal the area. So we have red light therapy for basically every single part of the body.
It's incredible. I know when I was recovering from my ankle surgery recently, and I was in your center, your mom and you both insisted that not only would I spend 90 minutes to 2 hours in the tank per session, but also wrap the red light around my ankle. And I'll tell you what, I'll share the pictures on the show notes, but it shows my ankle prior to the surgery and post surgery. My surgeon was absolutely in shock 17 days post when he took the latest x-ray that the bone had healed where the holes already had healed in the bone, which he said is supposed to happen at a much later stage in the healing process. So I know red light therapy in combination with hyperbaric therapy is an absolute powerful 1-2 punch that can help people heal from whatever's going on in their system. I'm living proof of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you are a great testimonial. Great testimonial.
What I love about both of you, and what is also so attractive about both of you, is that you're both infinitely curious. Talk a little bit about, I've seen your place now from almost within the first year of your opening, from July of 23 to the evolution of where we are now in the first quarter of 2025. Talk a little bit about all the other wonderful protocols you have now under your roof. Now, we're going to show that in a tour, but I'd like you to talk through why you chose these protocols and why they're benefiting the clients that have the benefit of coming to your place and finding wellness at the Oxynergy2 place that you've put together.
Okay, so as we said, we started with 2 machines. Now we have 5 big chambers.
Oh.
So we can accommodate, because we hated saying to customer, no, it's booked. You can book tomorrow. You can book in 3 days. We were filling up very quick. So now we have opportunity with 5 machines. So you have so much more schedule every hour. You can have 5 customers to 10 customers if they have 2 people. And we develop also a referral program that people can come with their friends and be part of the treatment at the same time in the machine.
And Michele, I want to pause you on that. I just want to say what you both have done there, though, is you've created such a sophisticated systemology where when someone comes in, it's not one treatment in a hyperbaric tank fits all. You listen to them first and understand, like you said, their history, where they are now, where they want to go. And then your systems in your hyperbaric tank are so sophisticated that you can actually create a computer program that's specific for them. Is that not true?
Yes. Sorry, the phone.
It's okay.
Yes, exactly. So we adjust the settings to the specific person, and we have all of our personnel trained in order to do so. We have everyone educated, and so every person that comes in is specific to them. Some people will come in, they're very anxious, very scared. We'll say, you know what, you're nervous, don't worry, we're going to take it slow. We're going to be here for you. We're going to do X, Y, and Z. We make them so comfortable.
Yeah, if they have a caregiver, the caregiver can go with them. Some people come with their small dogs, like safety.
Right.
Emergency kind of thing. So we let this happen. So case to case, like I said, you listen and you try to make their experience as great as possible. And the most important is to ask them each time they come, how do they feel? How was yesterday? To make sure everything is okay, to make sure nothing happened between this yesterday and today, so they can have a good experience.
Right.
Because sometimes they don't tell you. And so you have to be very vigilant and to be really behind everyone.
And we have a bunch of protocols in place, not only including the hyperbaric chamber, but with other services. So for example, one thing that we try to get clients to do if they're physically able is to use our gym before the hyperbaric session. It helps open up your lungs. It helps get your blood flowing, your heart beating. It helps open up, basically start the blood flow in your body so that you're able to absorb more oxygen in the hyperbaric chamber. We have vibration plate to stimulate the lymphatic system.
We have a trainer in-house.
We have trainers in-house to help people if somebody comes and they want to start building muscle. They want to build muscle maybe because they have an injury, so they need to build muscle to support them. We have our trainers here that can help them before the hyperbaric chamber. And then we also offer lymphatic drainage massages, which is very good for everyone, anyone who maybe to boost immune system, help sculpt the body, post-surgery recovery, detox the body. We have a biocharger with pulse electromagnetic fields that's made with Tesla coil, voltage therapy, light therapy to help charge your cells at a cellular level. So there's different recipes. So basically, if you come in for inflammation, we'll do hyperbaric with red light, and then you'll do the biocharger on an inflammation recipe, which has different frequencies to target your cells at a different level in order to help with that.
But the biocharger, which you're going to show when you do the tour, Chloe, has anti-anxiety and brain healing and bone healing and energy. It has so many protocols. It's like you've created and I'm saying this only with so much love and gratitude. It's almost like a healing center that SpaceX would have. It's probably the most futuristic healing center I've ever been in my life. And I mean, how did you even think of how did you find some of these fascinating protocols that no one's even heard of, like the biocharger and things of that such?
Well, Michele,
I was going to a clinic and they had this biocharger that I was doing, and I realized that I became addicted to it.
Wow.
So I was going and just for the biocharger, and I've seen over there people coming because we were a lot of people around one biocharger, and some people were talking about their experience and their healing process. And what struck me the most is that a lot of people were coming with dogs that had cancer, that had issue, they were sick, they were old, and they told me how great they've seen their dog changing and improving. And so I realized that is the reason why I'm becoming addicted to this, because I felt more grounded and I felt more strong in many ways, not only in my physical structure body, but even mentally, I was more grounded, more balanced. And I really liked it. And I combined this with meditation, because I do meditation and I do pranayama, breathing exercise. So I have also a big library. I didn't have time to show you, John. You were such a short trip here this time, but we'll have the opportunity to talk more about the meditation, the pineal gland, and what it does. And while you're doing biocharger, you can also
listen to the high frequency music of meditation.
Meditation.
And it's really, really great. Helps relax your mind, your nervous system. And it's like when you go outside, sometimes to ground yourself, if you're not feeling so good, you go in the grass, you put your feet down and you connect with the earth.
For example, when next time you come, you're going to practice your home that I show you inside.
No problem. I know. I practice at home.
And start like that, and I will explain you, and then I let you go and relax, receiving all those frequencies. So then you are ready.
But what I love what you've done, and even Chloe, when you showed me recently your the lymphatic massage bed, that when you have now a masseuse come in and can do massage for your clients, it has red lights on it.
So we have red light.
So you've constantly combined numerous protocols together, so people, when they come in, for their time that they're spending there, they get the greatest impact for their own well-being.
This is about creativity. And I even bought another piece that came today.
Oh, yeah.
So when you are having your massage front, you can have the red light therapy on your face and without being bothered.
And it even has mist.
It has
mist your face to help.
If I can have Chloe's skin, then that's going to be fine. Then I'll do that.
and when you're on the massage chair, you have your chair giving you a massage. You can wear a mask and have oxygen bar. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, we have oxygen bars. So while you're getting a massage, while you're actually in our sauna, we have an infrared sauna pod with chromotherapy. So it's red light, purple light, green light, blue light for whatever you need. And you can breathe in oxygen while you're getting that. You feel incredible after. And then we have also IV drips and vitamin injections. We have amino acids like glutathione and lysine. We have NAD, NR. We have B complex, B12, vitamin C.
Okay. The whole
For the whole magnesium, we have everything. And so basically,
and all kind of tests.
we have blood tests, so you can test your mold toxicity levels. You can test your micronutrient, which is your vitamin levels. You can test your food sensitivity. So like which foods are inflammatory for you and which foods are good. Because for me, it could be black beans, and for Michelle, black beans could be amazing for her.
Right.
It's for your blood. We test per person.
But John, I want to say that all those new tests are done at the cellular level, which is a much higher accuracy than when you go to a doctor and you take your test. I'll give you an example. I did my blood test with my endocrinologist. So he asked me a bunch of things. Everything came green, beautiful. Okay. At the same time, in parallel, I did my blood test on my cellular level. And I had done it 3 months prior because after I designed my special vitamin for my whatever. So, and it was so different. In some case, what they tell me was fully red. I was not fully green. I'm not so green. I was in my cellular level was more not as good. So I had to order some vitamins. So is the serum and the cellular. You analyze your blood when you go to a regular quest or regular laboratory for the blood, and you analyze your cells vitamin with those new tests that you can find in naturopath or in different.
Who should be coming to your great center? Is this for everybody? Can young people come? Is somebody too old to come? Is somebody too young to come? Is somebody people who start giving up on themselves? Where's the point where, how do you decide who can come and who can't come in terms of where they are in their journey, and how's it worked out over the last 3 years?
So look, almost everyone can come. 95% of people can come, and they should come. We have children and we have 90-year-olds. We have really every age. There, of course, are contraindications to almost everything in life. There's always going to be someone. So we assess people. We have a safety screening. We have medical forms. So we make sure that the person can handle whatever service they're doing. And then, really everyone. I mean, everyone has something they want to improve on, whether it's their sleep, their mental health, their knees hurting them. There's always something.
Just you can come here, just do the biocharger and the music and have your well-being hour that you did something for yourself.
Yeah, or do a sauna session.
You're very close to the plastic surgery center of the world, which is the corridor right where you are in Beverly Hills, including you're close to one of the greatest hospital and healthcare places in the world, Cedars-Sinai. Should people come to do hyperbaric oxygen pre-surgery and post-surgery, or just post-surgery? What's your recommendations?
Definitely pre and post. Okay. Pre and post surgery is just as important as the surgery itself. You want to get your body ready for the surgery. You want to get your red blood cells extra oxygenated. You want to boost your immune system to make sure that the surgery goes well and that you get the results you went in for. And then after surgery, super important. It's also important to do it consecutively because hyperbaric oxygen therapy is cumulative. Kind of like taking an antibiotic. You have to do it every day in order for it to build up in your system to see long-lasting results. So depending on the surgery, we recommend a certain amount of sessions. Could be 3 sessions before, 10 sessions after. It could be 2 sessions before, 5 sessions after. It could be 5 sessions before, 20 to 40 sessions after, depending on
the condition of the person, the age, their lifestyle.
Exactly.
Talk a little bit about your journey. November of 22, people said you were crazy. Now, what are those people saying now? And what's your vision now? You've created this amazing center of wellness and healing. And I love it. I'm so grateful that you're right there because I'm in Los Angeles all the time on business and on family stuff. What's your vision? Talk a little bit about the naysayers and where are they now, and talk a little bit about what the future holds. This is only 2025. And I know Michele has the energy of a 30-year-old, Cloé, and I know you're a very young woman. Well, where is this going to go in the future?
Well, wait, the people that were hating on us are not asking for jobs with us.
Exactly.
They want to partner with us.
Yes, exactly. And you know what? At the end, I hear, doesn't surprise me, Michele. You are a visionary. Everything that you did, you succeed. When I started, they were not like that. They were like, oh, are you sure? Why are you doing this? You don't need this.
Right.
Why are you doing it?
And working together, people are like, how are you guys getting along? How do mother and daughter work together, especially on such a large scale? But
yeah. And you're always so amazing when I see both of you together. You're like the best of friends and the best partners. How does that work, though? Do you have a monthly formal meeting where you both sit down at home and chat it over? Or
daily.
Our daily meeting?
She locks her door now.
It's like 7 a.m. banging on my door till 6 a.m. She's like, oh, wait, we need to go over what we're going to talk about with John. I'm like, I'm brushing my teeth.
but what's your time? How does it work?
We don't have time to have proper meeting because everything goes so fast and we're so busy. So, and I'm the old generation, meaning that I wake up, I dream, I eat, I don't stop thinking about Oxynergy or my passion, and I'm thinking about everyone here. Young people, I mean.
Well, Michele, that's what makes you a great entrepreneur. That's why you succeeded over and over again, and so has all your children and your husband.
That is so not true.
You guys are immersed in what you do. You guys always immerse yourselves.
Yeah, but Cloé is a very hard worker as well.
I know that. I see that.
She's very passionate now, which I love. Because when we started, I wanted her to have, I'm a passionate woman, I'm born like that.
Well, I learned from my mom, because it's like when you see someone like that, especially someone I look up to, I want to be like her. I want to also make her proud, because we did this together. I want her to say, oh, wow, I really have a real partner. I didn't want her to see me and be like, oh, she's not doing anything. Oh, I have to do it. I wanted her to feel like I got her back and she got my back and we're in this together.
Yes,
and that's what kept me going also.
Yeah,
I've had the pleasure and to meet some of your brothers, and I've also met your father on a couple of occasions. Your dad is like the literally the poster child for like, if they're chill. He is like so chill. Like when I've met him, he's been so chill. So I don't know. You've got the.
No, he's great.
He's so chill.
He's great. He let me he gave me the green light.
That's so wonderful.
Now he's very proud of me also.
So now let's talk about the future. We're here, hyperbaric oxygen. Thank God, we're in March 2025, and the world is changing in front of us. The world has changed a lot because of you, and the world's going to continue to change because of you. But also, there's wind at your back. For instance, politically speaking, we have someone who is very open to these new protocols, like RFK in the position that he has in the new Trump administration. And then I know both of you are, like I said, infinitely curious and infinitely driven. What's your vision and for the future of Oxynergy2, and what do you think is going to happen in terms of the democratization and hyperbaric oxygen becoming a much more ubiquitous protocol that everyone can enjoy, not just people in Beverly Hills and Los Angeles, but across America?
Yeah, so the vision is we have to develop more centers. And for our brand, we decided to franchise. So we are in the middle of franchising. So very quick, hopefully we're going to see a few hyperbaric centers popping here and here all over America and perhaps in Europe later on. But this is our vision. And I think we have to move quick. because it's really happening. Everybody is becoming alert and knowledgeable and savvy. The education is out there. If you Google HBOT, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, you have all the information, so it's accessible. The doctors now in the medical field understand that it's a plus for their treatment and not a competition. So they like the combination. They start also to be educated and understand that it's a good thing because there is some patient that need it in conjunction with their own treatment already existing. So it's a working process between doctor and hyperbaric specialist. And I see the future helping everyone, and we all want to live longer, healthier, and increase our health span. And for the insurance going to be better, everything going to be better for everyone.
Chloe, is there going to come a day when because I travel a lot, where when I land in New York, there'll be an Oxynergy2 in New York or Chicago or Miami.
Yes.
Is that your vision?
Yes. 100%. It's going to be everywhere, hopefully.
So you can start your treatment here and finish it wherever you live.
Exactly.
Which also brings me to another point.
Everyone can open Oxynergy2. Everyone that wants to do it, that have the capacity, the passion, the knowledge, will be a good candidate. And
if they're interested, they just go to your website, oxynergy2.com, and they email you?
Yeah, so it's Oxynergy2. It's spelled OXYN as in Nancy, ERGY, the number 2.com. That's also our Instagram handle, Oxynergy2. Our email, help@oxynergy2.com. Or you can just call us, ask to speak to Chloe or Michele, and we're here for you. Any questions you guys have, we'd love to talk. Oh, yeah.
The issue of travel also, I just want to cover that. I travel a lot, and sometimes when I land coming back from Asia or Europe or something, and I'll come into your center and get into one of your tanks. It helps a lot also with resetting your body when it comes to your circadian rhythm and also jet lag. Is that what you found as well?
Yes, jet lag. It's our jet lag protocol is hyperbaric and then IV drip. It helps tremendously with jet lag. A lot of people come to LA from business from all over the world. They need to be sharp. They need to be with it. They land at 8 a.m., 6 a.m. They need to be sharp. They come here, they do a session, they get IV drip. They're ready for their day of meetings.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Go on.
No, this is great. We wanted to bring the hyperbaric mainstream and democratize this technology.
Make it appealing.
And
aesthetically pleasing also, to make it it's on a retail level, basically. And
it's gorgeous inside. It is literally the cleanest, the first thing I thought of the first day I walked in 2023 is it's immaculately clean, and it was aesthetically gorgeous, and you just felt peace and energy everywhere you were. There's not a corner of your facility where you don't feel peace and energy.
Thank you. Like I said, we are in the process of franchising. We will be ready in a few months because we need to have some state approval. And when we're going to be ready, then the page on the franchise will be on our website as well.
Will that go beyond our borders? Can people from Canada, Mexico, Asia, or Europe contact you as well to put together a franchise with you?
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's a different level. So it's a new venture, a new knowledge, and it's great.
It's really great.
To expand and to learn more.
Well, both of you are great. We've spent over an hour together. I want to say, first of all, not only for this hour together, but I would not be in the health or in the shape I'm in today without the both of you and the amazing place you put together. I am eternally grateful to both of you, and you're always welcome back on the show to share more. Now, for our listeners and viewers to understand this also, we're going to be doing a tour that we're going to tape after you listen to this. You'll be able to click on the website and actually go for a tour that Michele and Chloe are going to give of the center, so you can get a little bit of a feel. But if you're going to be in the Los Angeles area anytime in the near future, go to Oxynergy2. You won't be disappointed. For our listeners and viewers to find Michele and Chloe Bohbot, please go to www.oxynergy2, like Chloe just said, OXYNERGY2.com. Call them, email them, apply to be a franchisee or whatever your goal is, or go in there and just feel better, feel more healthy. I just want to tell both of you, I love you both and thank you for all that you've done, not only for me, but I've seen dozens and dozens of patients come through your place, and I've seen the transformation. You guys are just healers, and you're just amazing. And thank you both for all you've done for me.
Wow.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John. You're the best. Literally the best.
Overwhelm me with such a kind words that I will take for the year in me, you know.
Thank you. You deserve it. You both deserve it, because like I said, you both made me feel like instant family. And that's a feeling that you recognize when you feel it, but it's a rarity. And I'm just so grateful to both of you for making me feel like instant family.
Thank you, John. Thank you. Thanks for having us, and thank you to everyone who's listening. We hope to see you soon.
This edition of the Impact Podcast is brought to you by Engage. Engage is a digital booking platform revolutionizing the talent booking industry. With thousands of athletes, celebrities, entrepreneurs, and business leaders, Engage is the go-to spot for booking talent, for speeches, custom experiences, live streams, and much more. For more information on Engage or to book talent today, visit letsengage.com. This edition of the Impact Podcast is brought to you by ERI. ERI has a mission to protect people, the planet, and your privacy, and is the largest fully integrated IT and electronics asset disposition provider and cybersecurity-focused hardware destruction company in the United States, and maybe even the world. For more information on how ERI can help your business properly dispose of outdated electronic hardware devices, please visit eridirect.com.